Listen, chosen one, this message ain't just dropping in your feed by accident. Nah, this is divine timing. Heaven's push notification. Somebody's been feeling the pressure lately. Confusion in your mind, random setbacks, heavy spiritual fatigue. That ain't just life. That's the enemy's final plan trying to roll out. But God said, not my child, not this time. You're not hearing this because you're weak. You're hearing this because the Spirit is pulling your attention urgently. The battle got louder because your purpose just got closer. The enemy's plan is desperate. It's loud, chaotic, manipulative, but it's temporary. So lock in, take a deep breath, because heaven's about to expose the blueprint and you're about to cancel that plan before it touches your peace. What the enemy's final plan means. See, when you're walking in divine alignment, the enemy don't just chill. He studies your patterns, your emotions, your triggers. He don't come through the front door. He creeps in through distraction, comparison, exhaustion. That's his final plan. Not to destroy your body, but to wear out your spirit. He's been whispering doubt like you ain't good enough. He's been flooding your mind with old pain, trying to reopen scars that God already healed. Because if he can't stop your destiny, he'll try to make you walk away from it yourself. But here's the part the enemy didn't calculate. You've leveled up spiritually. You're not the same one he fought last season. You're covered, upgraded, and divinely equipped. The moment you started praying differently, fasting differently, guarding your energy, you became a direct threat to darkness. That's why it feels like you're under attack from every angle, because you are. But it's not punishment, it's confirmation. The pressure proves your power. How it's affecting the chosen ones now. Look around. People switching up on you, plans falling through, sudden delays. It's not coincidence, it's choreography. The enemy's throwing chaos like confetti, hoping you'll get tired and sit down on your calling. He's been planting false narratives, making people misunderstand you, twist your intentions, ghost your support. He's trying to make isolation look like abandonment. But God said, no, this isolation is incubation. You ain't losing. You're being hidden for refinement. You're not being punished. You're being positioned. The world calls it bad luck, but heaven calls it strategy. Sometimes God lets the storm hit so you can see what can't be shaken. He's separating fake alliances, pruning dead energy, trimming every branch that don't bear fruit. So when you feel alone, remember, God's not absent. He's upgrading your atmosphere. Every delay, every detour, every no is divine redirection. The enemy thought he was burying you, but God said, nah, I'm just planting you deeper. Now, lean in, because this part is prophetic. The Spirit says, I am exposing what was hidden in the dark. The trap set for you will collapse under the weight of my name. The tongues that rose against you shall choke on their lies. This is not the season to shrink back. This is the moment to stand in your authority. You cancel the enemy's plan, not with fear, but with faith-filled decree. When you wake up, start declaring, every plot sent against me is dismantled. Every curse is reversed. Every scheme is nullified in the name of Jesus. Speak it with your chest, because your words carry divine power. Angels move on that frequency. Every time you speak life, heaven echoes it. The enemy can't touch what's been spoken over by divine authority. So stop letting fear narrate your story. Let faith hold the mic now. Chosen one, you gotta understand, the real warfare ain't out there. It's in your mind. That's where he tries to plant doubt, stress, self-hate. But here's your counterattack. Start protecting your peace like it's sacred currency, because it is. Pray before you scroll. Worship before you worry. Speak gratitude before you complain. That's how you reverse the current. When the enemy throws confusion, throw clarity. When he throws delay, throw determination. When he throws pain, throw praise. Because praise is spiritual warfare. It confuses darkness. When you worship through warfare, the enemy panics. He can't compute joy under pressure. And remember, you're not fighting for victory. You're fighting from victory. It's already written. Already sealed. You just gotta align your words, your mindset, your energy with heaven's frequency. Now let's seal this in prayer. Close your eyes, breathe deep, and repeat after me. Father, I thank you for divine protection. Every demonic plan is canceled in your name. Every weapon formed against me will fail. I walk in power. I walk in peace. And I walk in purpose. I reject fear. I embrace faith. And from this moment, I reclaim my destiny. Now open your eyes, chosen one. You just activated heaven's defense system. So don't just watch this and move on. Stand on it. Declare it. Share it. Walk like you know you're backed by the kingdom. Because you are.
The enemy's final plan just got canceled, and heaven's plan just went live. Stay covered, stay focused, and never forget, you are the storm the darkness never saw coming.
Listen close, because what I'm about to say ain't surface level. The Spirit revealed something deep, something the enemy's been trying to hide in plain sight. The final plan ain't some big scary monster outside of you. It's subtle, psychological, emotional, spiritual manipulation. The enemy's goal to make you self-sabotage your own destiny. He knows he can't take your calling, so he tries to make you doubt it. He can't block your blessing, so he tries to make you ungrateful for it. He can't steal your light, so he tries to dim your confidence until you hide it. You've been feeling that fog, that heaviness, that weird sadness for no reason? Yeah, that's warfare. He's hoping you'll mislabel it as "I'm just tired," when in reality, your spirit's been under silent attack. But here's the prophetic truth. The enemy's plan is built on deception, and deception only wins when you agree with it. Once you recognize the lie, it loses power. So say this out loud right now. I refuse to agree with anything that doesn't align with God's truth about me. Because the moment you speak that, you break agreement with darkness. Heaven moves when you move your mouth in faith, exposing the strategy, how the enemy operates. Let's talk facts. The enemy's favorite tool is timing, catching you when you're vulnerable. He'll slide in right after a heartbreak, right after rejection, right after you think you failed. He'll whisper, maybe you ain't chosen after all. Maybe God forgot about you. Maybe this was all a mistake. And if you entertain that voice too long, it starts building roots. But nah, chosen one, we uprooting that today. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. And you are not finished. You were selected before you even knew your name. Heaven wrote your story before the world knew your struggle. Every detour, every pain, every delay, it's all divine development. You're in training for the territory God's about to release to you. Now hear this. The battlefield ain't out there. It's in here, Cap's temple. That's where the final plan is aimed. If the enemy can control your thoughts, he can control your emotions. If he can control your emotions, he can control your decisions. That's why the Bible says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind, because new destiny requires new mental software. You can't walk in divine power with a defeated mindset. So it's time to uninstall fear, delete doubt, cancel anxiety subscriptions. Every time a negative thought slides in like, I can't do this, respond out loud, yes, I can, because I'm not doing this alone. God ain't asking you to be perfect, he's asking you to be present. When you show up with faith, he shows out with miracles. Spiritual empowerment. How to cancel the plan practically. Let me break it down for you. Canceling the enemy's plan ain't just prayer, though prayer is power. It's also practice. You cancel the plan every time you forgive someone who doesn't deserve it, choose peace instead of pettiness, speak blessings instead of bitterness, keep showing up when you feel overlooked. That's spiritual rebellion against darkness. You're literally disrupting hell's algorithm because the enemy feeds on reaction. He wants you angry, drained, distracted. But when you respond with love, you short-circuit his whole system. That's why Jesus said, bless those who curse you. That wasn't weakness. That was spiritual strategy. He knew love is a frequency the enemy can't stand in. So next time someone tries to provoke you, just smile and say, I ain't fighting flesh. I'm fighting spirits, and I already won. That's how warriors move. That's how chosen ones fight, with wisdom, not with worry. Real talk. Your energy is holy territory. You gotta protect your energy like it's sacred ground, because it is. You can't keep giving access to people who drain what God's trying to fill. Every conversation, every environment carries a frequency, and you, chosen one, are a walking transmitter of light. So stop letting darkness borrow your glow. You ain't everybody's friend, and that's okay. Elevation requires separation. God's not isolating you, he's insulating you. He's putting you in spiritual quarantine so your faith can recover from exposure to fake vibes. The ones that left weren't part of the prophecy. They were part of the process. They taught you how to discern energy, not chase validation. Now you're sharper, wiser, quieter, and that's exactly how heaven wanted you to move in this season. Activation. Speak your authority. Right now, I want you to speak to the atmosphere. Yeah, you, right where you are. Say this with authority. Every plan set against
me is broken. Every false tongue is silenced. Every curse sent my way is reversed. I walk in divine alignment. I am covered, chosen, and called. No fear, no delay, no defeat, not in this season. You just spoke warfare language. Heaven responds when faith gets loud. Don't whisper your victory, declare it, because angels move where faith has sound. When you open your mouth with conviction, you're not just speaking, you're legislating in the Spirit. You're setting divine law into motion. You're saying, as for me and my house, no darkness allowed. Final push. Heaven's strategy for your season. Now hear this prophetic download. God's about to flip what was meant to finish you into what fuels you. That pain that almost broke you, that's the power that's going to launch you. That disappointment, that's divine redirection in disguise. The enemy said, it's over. God said, nah, it's just starting. And I hear this in the Spirit. Tell my chosen ones, don't fear what's falling apart. It's making room for what I'm building next. So let the shaking happen. Let the fake fall off. Let the old crumble. Because what's coming ain't a rebuild, it's a rebirth. You're not returning to normal, you're rising into new. Seal your breakthrough. Now lift your hands if you can. We're sealing this moment with fire. Father, I thank you that every trap is canceled. Every lie loses power in your name. Strengthen my mind, steady my heart, and align my steps. Teach me to hear you above the noise. And every time darkness tries to whisper, remind me who I am. Chosen, covered, and unstoppable. Now breathe. You feel that peace? That's confirmation. The storm didn't end. You just learned to command it. You're not running from the fire anymore. You are the fire. Walk with that authority. Speak with that certainty. Move like heaven's watching, because it is. And never forget, when you stand firm in faith, every final plan of the enemy becomes his final failure. You're covered, you're chosen, and you're walking straight into divine victory.
Chosen one. Feel that? That's the shift in the atmosphere. Heaven's been quiet for a minute, but silence doesn't mean stillness. Behind the scenes, the divine has been flipping every setup into a comeback. The storm that tried to drown you has turned into the wave that's carrying you. The darkness that tried to blind you is becoming the backdrop for your glow up. That's what this next season is, a reversal season. See, God never lets the enemy write the last sentence. He'll let him type a few lines, sure, let him think he's winning. Then he hits backspace, deletes the drama, edits the narrative, publishes a brand new chapter called Victory. The season of reversal, divine justice mode activated. You've been faithful in frustration. You've prayed when it felt pointless. You've loved people who didn't clap for you, and heaven took notes. Now payback's not coming in revenge, it's coming in restoration. The same doors that closed will start calling you back. The same folks that doubted you will quote your wisdom. The same pain that made you cry will birth your power. Because God's version of revenge is called vindication. He don't throw shade, he throws favor. He don't argue with critics, he elevates his chosen. So don't waste breath explaining your growth, just keep shining till confusion turns into conviction. Real-world application, signs of reversal. You'll know this season has begun when strange alignment hits. Random opportunities, unexpected apologies, resources that just happen to show up. That's not luck, that's legacy catching up. Bills start getting paid off faster than expected. Health starts improving when you stop stressing. Ideas start clicking in your sleep. That's the divine algorithm working in your favor. And yeah, the enemy's going to try to remix your peace again. Old triggers, random drama, tired distractions. But this time, you're built different. You see the pattern now. You can't be baited by what you've already outgrown. Spiritual mindset. Move like it's already done. Faith in this season ain't about begging. It's about believing like it's finished. Walk like it's done. Talk like it's done. Praise like the package already arrived. Because heaven responds to expectancy, not anxiety. The enemy wants you pacing. God wants you posting up in peace. When doubt whispers, what if it doesn't happen? Respond, what if it already did, and I'm just catching up to it? That's how chosen ones think. Not someday, but already. Empowerment, practical steps to walk in reversal. 1. Guard your routine. Morning scroll? Replace it with morning gratitude. Energy check before texting back. Don't feed old cycles. 2. Speak over your day. Say, everything attached to me wins today. Say it till your atmosphere catches the rhythm. 3. Stay low-key.
This blessing wave ain't for bragging. It's for building. Let results speak louder than rants. 4, keep sowing good energy. Help somebody else rise and it multiplies your own light. That's how reversal sustains itself, through flow, not flex. Divine perspective, the heavenly turnaround. When heaven flips the script, it don't just bless you, it uses you as proof. Your testimony becomes someone else's training video. That's why the warfare was so wild. You're the blueprint for breakthrough. You thought you were just surviving, but God was writing a survival guide with your name on the cover. And this next phase, it's not about proving you're chosen. It's about living like it. No more shrinking, no more explaining, no more apologizing for glow. Prayer of reversal, call to action. Now, wherever you are, take a second and speak this with me. Father, thank you for flipping what was meant for my fall into fuel for my future. Thank you that restoration is running toward me right now. Every closed door that's divine will stay closed, and every door meant for me will open on command. I release bitterness, I receive blessing, and I walk bold in my reversal season. Breathe that in. That's not just words. That's an atmosphere shift. Stay in position. Chosen one, don't leave this season too soon. Stay planted till the fruit shows. Keep your spirit tuned, keep your circle clean, keep your focus locked, because the enemy's final plan just flipped into God's grand reveal. What was meant to finish you will be the very thing that announces you. You're not just surviving anymore, you're staging a comeback written in glory. So walk like prophecy, talk like purpose, and rest like promise. The reversal is already live, and heaven just hit the share button on your name.
Chosen one, it's happening fast now. The air feels lighter, the path clearer. What used to take months is unfolding in days. What used to drain you now flows with ease. That's not coincidence, that's acceleration. When you've walked faithfully through waiting, heaven shortens the distance between prayer and manifestation. You've been crawling through process. Now the process is picking you up and running with you. The meaning of acceleration. Acceleration doesn't mean chaos. It means divine efficiency. Doors open smoother, conversations align quicker, ideas land exactly where they're supposed to. You'll start saying things like, "But yo, how did this happen so fast?" That's the signature of grace. The work still takes effort, but the weight feels lighter because the wind is behind you. When timing and obedience sync, momentum becomes miracle. Now standing balanced in the speed. Now hear me. Speed can bless or stress, depending on whether your soul can handle it. When the blessings start dropping, stay grounded. Keep your circle small and your gratitude big. Don't chase visibility, chase stability. Acceleration exposes foundation. If your piece ain't planted deep, success will shake it loose. So before you sprint, center yourself. Pray before every move. Ask, does this pull me toward peace or away from it? That one question keeps you aligned. The practical shift. How to walk in acceleration. 1. Write the wins down. Journaling keeps momentum organized. It reminds you that the rush is real, not random. 2. Don't skip rest. Even race cars pit stop. Rest isn't retreat, it's refuel. 3. Stay teachable. New levels come with new lessons. Wisdom travels faster than pride. 4. Protect humility. Gratitude is the seatbelt of acceleration. It keeps success from throwing you off balance. Encouragement. You were built for this pace. Chosen one, don't second guess why it's your turn. You've earned this momentum through the slow seasons. Every not yet built the muscle for this now. You're not lucky, you're prepared. You're not rushing, you're rising. So when opportunity knocks 3 times in 1 week, don't panic, pivot, adjust, adapt, expand. You've got capacity for this. Remember, the same grace that opened the door will teach you how to walk through it. Reflection, the test inside the blessing. Every new speed carries a test. Will you remember who brought you here? When the numbers go up, keep your knees on the ground. When the spotlight hits, keep your heart in the quiet. Acceleration without reflection becomes exhaustion. So pause mid-moment and whisper, "Thank you. I know this is bigger than me." That keeps your spirit light enough to keep moving. Prayer of acceleration. Call to action. Now take a breath and speak this out loud. Source of all good, thank you for divine momentum. Every delay that once held me back has turned into direction. Give me wisdom to handle
handle speed with peace, focus to manage favor with grace, and courage to keep saying yes to purpose. I move with clarity, humility, and fire. What starts today will ripple into generations. Let that sit for a second. That's not hype. That's alignment. Walking in new flow. Chosen One, acceleration isn't the end of the story. It's the proof you're in the story. Keep listening, keep learning, keep leading with light. Stay unbothered by noise and anchored in faith. This is your fast-forward season, but remember, peace is still the soundtrack. Walk calm, speak life, move like the wind is holy and the road is clear, because it is. You're in the flow now. The enemy's plan is canceled and the journey's moving at heaven's speed.
Chosen One, take a breath. You made it through the noise, through the waiting, through the fire. Look at you now, still standing, still shining, still chosen. This moment right here, it's the stillness after the storm, the peace that proves the battle didn't break you. You didn't just survive, you transformed. Every scar turned into strategy. Every delay turned into direction. Every tear watered the next harvest. You learned that real strength isn't loud, it's steady. That protection sometimes feels like isolation. That faith grows best when sight fades. And now you see it clearly. None of it was random. Every detour was data for destiny. You are not the same person who started this video. Something in you woke up. Something in you remembered. That's the quiet confirmation that you've stepped into alignment. From here forward, walk like your footsteps echo hope. Smile like peace is your rebellion. Speak like your words shift atmospheres, because they do. You're the reminder that light still wins, that good hearts still rise, that faith still flips darkness inside out. Wherever you go next, bring that energy. Bless rooms by entering them. Leave love behind when you exit. That's how chosen ones move, with calm authority, with quiet confidence, with love that doesn't need permission. If this message spoke to you, sit with it. Replay it when doubt starts talking. Share it with someone who needs a reason to keep going. And if you feel that spark inside saying, "This was for me," let the world know you're still here, still believing, still rising. Type in the comments, "I cancel fear. I walk in peace. I am chosen." Let's flood the feed with light. Let's remind the algorithm that faith still trends. Now close your eyes and whisper this with a steady heart. Thank you for carrying me through. Thank you for teaching me strength wrapped in softness. As I step forward, keep me humble, keep me clear, keep me kind. Let everything I touch reflect light, and everything I say release peace. That's it. Simple, powerful, complete. Chosen One, your story isn't paused. It's progressing. Every sunrise from here is proof that grace still renews itself daily. So take your peace, guard your energy, and walk into tomorrow like it already knows your name. The enemy's plan canceled. Your purpose confirmed. Your next chapter already written in victory. Stay covered. Stay aware. Stay rising.